for people to jump on, and then we'll get started. And we'll probably want to give Brother Atif get him started and finished before. What time is your breakfast today?
Around 7:40,
7:40.
7:35, or yeah, something like that.
Something like
but
that.
I need to make the salad, otherwise I'll be in trouble.
The most important dish.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Iman, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Good to hear your voice. How's your family?
Alhamdulillah, everyone is well. Alhamdulillah. Wallahi, we miss you here in Pittsburgh.
Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. I miss you too. Jazakumullah khair.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Say again.
معك يا شيخ.
عليكم السلام.
احكي معك احمد.
اهلا ابو حميد، ازاي الحال؟
الحمد لله، شو اخبارك؟
الحمد لله، نعم. ازاي حالك؟
الحمد لله رب العالمين، الله يحفظك ان شاء الله ويبارك فيك.
ازاي عيالك وازاي محمود وعياله؟
كله بخير الحمد لله رب العالمين، الله يحفظك.
سلم لنا عليهم كثير يا اخي.
الله يحفظك ان شاء الله.
مرحبا بالشيخ عاطف.
اهلا وسهلا.
السلام عليكم.
نورت البلد.
اهلا حبيب قلبي. ازاي حالك؟
يا راجل تروح كاليفورنيا وتنسى الناس.
اللي يروح كاليفورنيا ينسى نفسه والله يا مولانا، معلش.
طيب احنا جايين لك بقى، عندك بقى قريب خلص هتلاقينا عندك
ان شاء الله، على دماغنا والله.
عندك مصعب على الشاطئ عندك في سان دييغو.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
ما شاء الله، معاهم مسجد العزيز، مسجد ما شاء الله كبير على الشاطئ. فمره هو قاعد يبحث عليك عشان يزورك، بس ما عرفش يوصل لك لما كان في لوس انجلوس.
سبحان الله. انا بإيرفاي، انا يعني على بعد it's an hour away يعني من سان دييغو.
خلاص ان شاء الله ما اجي نزور ان شاء الله، نجيب ونيجي نمر عليك ان شاء الله.
يعني تشرفونا والله.
تسلم يا رب، الله يسلمك. يوم طيب والله، رؤياك والله.
الله يعزك، الله يخليك يا شيخ سيد، الله يحفظك، والله دايما في سيرتك بالحسنى والله.
تسلم، الله يعزك والله. الناس كلها هنا بيحبوك ودايما بيسألوا عليك، ويعني ترك أثر طيب يعني، ونكتب أثره.
الحمد لله الحمد لله
الحمد لله
الحمد لله. ربنا يعزك يا رب.
يسلمك.
شيخ سيد، الأخ عاطف بالإفطار تبعه كمان 35 دقيقة تقريبا. In 35 minutes. So we may need to give him the first role first, and let him kind of share with us his thoughts, and then we go to the rest of the message, inshallah.
Yeah,
is that okay?
Everything for Sheikh Atif, everything.
Inshallah.
الله يخليك يا رب.
خلينا نبلش يا شيخ سيد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم، ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر. يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر، ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان، فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. صدق الله مولانا العظيم. Inshallah, with Sheikh Shukri, inshallah, will give us, inshallah, sing around and they will, inshallah, introduce Sheikh Atif, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh Sayed. So what we wanted to do today is kind of just get the masajid around Pittsburgh in one place. And hopefully this way, our communities get an idea of who we are and become familiar with the various masajids and the opportunities that are out there in each masjid, and maybe allow people to contribute throughout Pittsburgh, right? Instead of being limited to one masjid or two. Inshallah, I'll start by introducing Sheikh Atif, who's not, a foreigner to Pittsburgh. He's been in Pittsburgh for a long time and then left on to California to better place, better weather, mashallah. But definitely he knows quite a few people just based on what I've seen from the first few minutes since he joined. And so we are very blessed to have him join us today and share with us a short khatira from his choosing. We're not going to pick the topic, and hopefully, inshallah, all of us will benefit from the words he's going to share with us. After that, then we can, Sheikh Sayed, inshallah, we move to the masajid for introduction. So right now we have Brother Mohsin from Monroeville Masjid, and we have Brother Mezanur from the ICP, and I don't think we have anybody from MAP yet, but if there is anybody from MAP and I'm missing them, please let me know. Okay. So Brother Atif, the floor is over to you, and thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and I hope that inshallah Ramadan has been a blessing for you and your family and your community in California. Thanks.
Alhamdulillah, jazakumullah khair. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Allahumma la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna ma yanfa'una. Allahumma zidna ilma. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma ashrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah. First of all, I would like to say that I miss everybody in Pittsburgh. I just, and I don't want to get emotional here, but, I always consider, and I will always consider Pittsburgh to be my home, and I will always consider ICP, the Islamic Center of Pittsburgh, to be my home. A lot of people, a lot of faces that I miss so much that I would love really to see, inshallah, one day. Soon, inshallah. But I just want to say to the Muslim community in Pittsburgh, you are in my heart. I want to say to the people at the ICP, you are in my heart. I know that some of you still, still follow me on Facebook or also on the ICI TV channel here in California. But I just want to say that you are in my heart and you'll always be in my heart, and that I miss you. I miss all of you so much. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your families. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about them, وَنَزَعْنَا مَا فِي قُلُوبِهِم مِّن غِلَّةٍ إِخْوَانًا عَلَى سُرُرٍ مُتَقَابِلِينَ. That we rooted out any animosity, from their hearts. They are brothers and sisters. Inshallah, they will be in Jannah. على سرر متقابلين, sitting on couches, across from one another. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among them. Allahumma ameen. I miss Sheikh Sayed, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him for everything that he does for the community there in Pittsburgh and all the imams there in Pittsburgh. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless everybody who is working and volunteering their time, to help the community, boards of masajid, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and bless your families. And this is really what I want to share with you today. One of the things that Ramadan brings with is cultivating the idea of helping people, being at the service of others. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam once said, that the best of you, خَيْرُ النَّاسِ أَنْفَعَهُمْ لِلنَّاسِ. The best of you are those who help, are those who serve others. And the Prophet ﷺ, he wasn't really talking about an event that happens every once in a while. He was talking about a lifestyle, a life that you live to help others. And when you live that serve others lifestyle, when you help your friends, you volunteer in your community, you take care of people, it becomes a part of who you are. And not only that, it will help you to develop an attitude of giving to everybody that you meet. And it will also help you to have that sense of, true fulfillment, and most importantly, it will make you happy, and it's very, very true that helping people, serving the community will definitely make you happy. I mean, we live in a society now where a lot of people only focus on themselves. It's just about me, 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 me. I mean, we've witnessed that for the last couple of months. We've seen videos of people fighting each other in grocery stores. We've seen videos of people buying an entire shelf of meats, eggs, and milk. We've seen videos of people fighting each other, over toilet papers. So in this time of me, 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 that's when we stand out. That's when Muslims shine, especially in the month of Ramadan. We need to get our mind off of ourselves and think about others as well. We're talking about helping people will make you happy. That's absolutely true. That's what psychology says. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the happiest man that ever lived, and one of the reasons is that he dedicated his entire life to helping other people. And I'm sure that you remember when he saw Jibreel alayhi salam for the first time, and he was worried and he was really shivering. He ran to his wife, Khadija radiallahu anha, and he told her what he saw, and what she said was amazing, really deserved to be written in gold. She reminded him of how helpful he is to other people. She mentioned 6 or 7 things. She said, you help the poor, you feed the needy, you take care of the orphans, you take care of widows, you keep ties to your family, you're true to your words. Allah will never let you down. Allah will never let you down, right? So he was the happiest because he dedicated his entire life to helping other people and taking care of people. Look at the things that she said about him. 5 or 6 things, all of them but one had to do with helping people, being in the service of others. And also, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose you to be of service to others, even by smiling to them, by helping them to remove their distress, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose you to be, a source of relief, a source of comfort for someone, wallahi, that's a great honor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you should be genuinely happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using you in that capacity. We were really created to help one another. We were created to serve one another. And the reward also is amazing. Because people sometimes they say, man, I've been helping all my life. What did I get? I didn't even get a thank you note. I didn't even get an applause. You do it for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I can guarantee you that there is an applause somewhere, divine applause, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what you do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows your sacrifices. So look for that reward. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Wallahi la an amshi fi hajati akhin li خير لي من أن أعتكف شهرا في مسجدي هذا. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's more beloved to me to go out and help people. It's more beloved to me than to go out and fulfill the needs of others and serve the community. More beloved to me than in spending an entire month doing i'tikaf in my own masjid, not ICP, not Tawheed masjid, no, in my masjid. And that is the i'tikaf of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here is the reward if you're looking for a reward. Here is the credit if you're looking for some credit. Pray for people. Wallahi, pray for people. Wallahi, we were created to maintain this, human decency between one another, to respect one another, to help one another, to pray for one another, you know. And so it is important too to pray for people. You know, we are in the last few nights of Ramadan, and this is a blessed time. So it is important to pray for yourself, yes, pray for your future, yes, pray for your family, for your dreams. You know, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove your problems, you know, to ease your affairs, to grant you Jannah, inshallah, and accept your deeds. But you know what? Don't stop there. You know, don't stop there. There are people out there, there are people who are in need of your prayers as well. There are people out there who are in need of your dua. Wallahi, there are people who don't even have the faith to make dua. You know, there are people who never made dua for themselves. So pray for them. You know, pray for them. Don't just focus on yourself and your goals and your dreams. Take time to pray for others as well. I mean, look around and see who's in your life. You know, your co-worker who is having a problem, or your neighbor who is struggling, or someone that you heard was diagnosed with an illness. I mean, you don't become aware of these things by accident. No, you don't. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put them in your path. So don't underestimate the power of praying for people. Your prayer, wallahi, can make a huge difference, right? You don't know, but your prayer may keep an accident from happening. Your dua may lift a heavy burden from a family that is enduring incredible pain. And to be honest with you, feeling sorry for them is not enough. Feeling sorry for them is not enough. So get up at night and pray for people, you know? Yeah, get up at night and pray for people. Pray for people, you know? And so when you are in la qaddar Allah, something unpleasant happened to you, you will find someone to pray for you. You know, life is so short to only live or to only think about yourself, you know? And praying for people too and caring about them will help to plant that seeds of love and compassion between people, you know. And it's very important, because this is really our religion. Our religion is a religion that is based on collectiveness and togetherness. It's based on love and compassion. You know, the Prophet ﷺ said, "La yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhib." None of you is truly a believer unless he loves. ألا أدلكم على شيء إذا فعلتموه تحاببتم لا والله لن تؤمنوا حتى تحابوا. By Allah, you're not a believer until you love one another. So it is a religion that is based on love. You know, there's this man who came to the Prophet and he said, he saw that the Prophet ﷺ was kissing his grandchildren. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, you kiss your kids? He said, yes. He said, Wallahi, I have 10 of them. I've never kissed one of them. And the Prophet ﷺ, man, sorry, before iftar, you just get emotional, that's all. But the Prophet ﷺ said to him, you know, I don't know what to do with somebody that Allah took mercy out of his heart, you know. So this religion is about mercy, is about love. And if you don't have that, then you're in the wrong place. Wallahi, you're in the wrong place. So stand up at night, get up at night and pray for people, pray for them, you know. I think it was Mustafa Kamil, who was an Egyptian politician. He died in 1806 or 07, something like that. He said, "Mastahaq an yulad man asha li nafsih." You know, he's not worthy of living, the one who lives only for himself. And it's very true. It's very true. You know, none of us, wallahi, none of us got to where we are right now on our own. We have people praying for us. We have people helping us and serving us. We had our parents praying for us. We had our siblings. We had people, community members. We had our neighbors. Yeah, our relatives praying for us, right? So pray for people, you know, be at the service of others. Be at the service of others. Wallahi, sometimes you might be sleeping in your room, yeah, sleeping at your home, and there is a dua that is being made on your behalf, you know, by someone that you helped, you know, someone that you relieved his or her distress. You know, the door of Jannah are being opened by a dua being made in your behalf by these people. So don't underestimate that. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, or the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you know, inna lillahi ibadan ikhtassahum liqada'i hawaij an-nas. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has special people whom He selected to fulfill the needs of others. You know, so if you serve people in your community, if you help others in your neighborhood, know that you're being selected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That didn't just happen. It didn't happen randomly. You're selected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, يَفْزَعُ النَّاسُ إِلَيْهِمْ فِي وَقْتِ الْحَاجَةِ. People run to them in times of need. هُمُ الْآمِنُونَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. هُمُ الْآمِنُونَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. They are the most secure on the day of judgment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among them. Ameen ya Rabb. So again, I will finish with this. You could be sleeping and the doors of Jannah are being opened with a dua being made in your behalf. Think about this. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us people of service. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us, you know, a source of relief, a source of compassion and love for people. May we never be a source of agitation or a source of trouble to anybody. Allahumma ameen. I love you all and I miss you all. Jazakumullah khair. I think it's time for me to go make the salad now.
جزاك الله خير شيخ. جزاك الله خير شيخ.
Thank you, Sheikh Atif. MashaAllah. Allah Jalla wa Ala bless you. And your daughter, you have another daughter right now, or only still daughter?
Yes, I have Wasila. She's 7 now. She's first grader.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
We need 10 Sheikh Atif.
Inshallah.
At least. Allah
Atif, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, ni'mah. Jazakumullah khair.
This is Mizanur from ICP.
Ahlan wa sahlan. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you? Good to
My
see you.
salams to all the people in ICP, inshallah.
Inshallah, you're very much missed, and even today, even now, we all miss you.
I miss you too, inshallah. Looking forward to come and visit Pittsburgh and visit ICP.
Any opportunity to have you with us would be greatly appreciated. And I mean it from bottom of my heart, and I know our congregation would share the same sentiment. It's like it's still a big empty space that we stare once in a while and say, hey,
Jazakumullah khair for your kind words. I'm sure that Pittsburgh, you know, mashallah, they have great people, great leaders. Yes. You know, Sheikh Sayed and Sheikh Qadir and all the great people who volunteer their times with their communities, Muhsin and others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them all, inshallah. But yeah, I would love to come visit ICP, inshallah, and visit the Muslim community in Pittsburgh and Monroeville as well, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Jazakumullah khair. Ya, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
salam wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair.
On behalf,
Sheikh Sayed, so it's let's get back to you, I guess, and then we can introduce Brother Muhsin.
Oh, mashallah. Brother Muhsin, inshallah, bismillah ta'ala, everybody waiting for you today to talk about your masjid, inshallah ta'ala, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. I know you are the one from the pillar of this masjid, and inshallah ta'ala, people waiting for you to listen to good news, inshallah, from you. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Muslim Community Center of Greater Pittsburgh. I would like to firstly thank the management and the Imam of Tawheed Islamic Center and the rest of the crew who had
seems like we are having some difficulty hearing you, Brother Muhsin. And can I request everybody to please mute yourself?
Oh, if you were not muted. You were not muted.
Brother Muhsin, you're still there?
Brother Shakri, if you could just let everybody know that what would be the steps, you know, who speaks, and then we will open up for everybody else, then people would know not to get in while somebody is talking or somebody is making the presentation.
Right. So everybody should be muted. Brother Mohsen has the floor, and inshallah after that you'll have the floor, Brother Mizanur. So I think we're having trouble getting to Brother Mohsen. Maybe Brother Mizanur, you take the floor, and then we'll get back to Brother Mohsen after that. Is that okay? You're muted, Brother Mizanur.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
If there's anybody else from another, I would definitely take the opportunity.
We didn't hear the last part you said, Brother Mizanur. So.
But if there's not anybody else from any other masjid, that I'd be happy to talk. But
yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Well, assalamu alaikum. My name is Mizanur Biswas. I've been in ICP for some time. Alhamdulillah, with your dua, we're doing well, and ICP and Pittsburgh community is also doing, so far I know, doing well. We have some incidents. Two sisters, Muslim sisters that we know of that passed away.
You may want to get closer to the microphone. We are not hearing you well. Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Good?
Yeah.
Is it good now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was telling you that we lost two of our Muslim sisters in the COVID. Other than that, so far, so good. There was a little bit incident here and there, but nothing was anything fatal. As you know, ICP is kind of takes a central role in our Western Pittsburgh community. It is not a typical mosque. It has more activities of non-religious kind than anywhere else that I've seen. So what we do everything that any other mosques do, but what we do other than other mosques is we mainly in touch with the Pittsburgh non-Muslim community. We also do a lot of college tour that I'm sure the other masjid don't do as many. We do bring people from all sorts of walk, from University of Pittsburgh, Syracuse, out of state. Last year, people from Columbia University visited us. Many out of state people visit us, partly because we've been doing it for some time, and also the incident in Tree of Life put us in a little bit in the map. I'm very happy to say that we had some good leadership previously. My colleagues and I were trying to do our best. You'll be the judge as how do we do it. But one of the things that the Pittsburgh community as a whole that I always get I get a call, or also some people talk about, is that we could do is that we could have some events to some mosques and then other events in other mosques. I mean, let me make you understand. There are certain things we do better than the other mosques, and certain things the other masjid does better. We can talk about it when we meet face to face, and that will, so we don't, not all of us do it at the same time, but none of us don't do it very good, or vice versa. I'll give you an example. Let's say most of the people come to us for funeral and burial, and then we try to do as much. But I know At-Tawheed does a very good job, because there's a graveyard right next to them, and they're very good at it. Maybe we could have more cooperation between us, and not the other masjid can just throw those people to us, and then we can do just these things. At the same token, if it is PR and other things, we could just do it. Other masjid can take a back seat on those things. And there are other new mosques that we have around here in Wexford, MAP, and everybody. Because of the distance, they might be good at doing something else. So there has been a lot of talk about having a funeral home for Muslim people, and having our own graveyard or qabr. The problem is that it's very time consuming, and it's very expensive. And perhaps there's a lot of logistical things that we need to look through, state, county permissions, whatever. Just go list of things that we need to do, and it may not have enough demand. I don't know how many people we count, how many people dies in a year. To the best of my knowledge, every month we get 1 or 2 from all the mosques. Is it big enough to a population to have our own graveyard or have that kind of endeavor? So these are a few things. We get a lot of calls, but we don't have good answers. I'm sure in the future we'll be able to find a good answer. With that, I would like to thank Brother Shukr and Imam Sayed, Brother Chukri and Imam Sayed for giving us the opportunity. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me, or you can always call me, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khairan, Brother Mizanur. Does anybody have questions for Brother Mizanur about ICP, what they do, or anything that was mentioned?
Really, Masjid ICB, it's a very important mosque because the main job in America, the main job is the da'wah. The da'wah for the college, for the university, for the new Muslim. This is the main subject. This masjid, really, he took this job, the main subject, to make meeting with the college, with the university, with the non-Muslim, and they work hard about that. And I appreciate this job for this masjid because it's the middle. All the people around them, all the college, all the university. When some people ask, I live with many masajid around California and Michigan, Ohio, and many states. When my mosque will be close to the university, I work 24 hours like crazy. But I love my job. But a lot of people convert to Islam, and the reward is be different. And really, this masjid and the people in this masjid, Allah Jalla wa Ala will reward them and raise them over all. And thank you so much for their work.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll ask a question. Can you say a little bit more about the college tours that you mentioned? So people are coming to ICP, or you guys are going to colleges and visiting colleges?
So it happens both ways. It's just not colleges, it's religious of other religious institutions. Like on June 4th, Imam is doing a program with Road of Shalom, which is one of the biggest and very rich synagogue. So in last 2-3 months, we have had many, even with this COVID thing, because constantly we are talking to the churches and the synagogues. But the college tours are like this. We have a partnership program with University of IUP, and then University of Syracuse. There are a few more colleges. They bring their kids every semester for the religious classes. They come for a day. They come in the morning. We give them tea or coffee, and then have a college tour, and then we have a meeting, and then they can ask any questions about Islam, and they see us praying. That's just one portion, and that's about almost 2-3 times a month that we do. University of Pittsburgh constantly bring students from their classrooms. Duquesne does it. I attended a few meetings last year because some of the classes, instead of coming, they invite us to talk about Islam. Of course, I try not to because I'm not a religious expert, especially the questions are very rudimentary, some basic questions, but there could be tough questions. There could be how we treat our woman, all those propaganda we hear in the TV, and pretty much all of them are not true. And also, we have police coming for their help. If they have any questions, community relations, Subsidy of Pittsburgh, we maintain a very good relationship with the police. So, and Imam Sayed is right. The part of the reason that we see a lot of people taking Shahada is because, and we did not do it this spring, but until last semester, we always did a class called Islam 101. So we had about every semester 15, 20 non-Muslims attending the class. And this is about talking to people, Islam 101, you know. And in my last 4 or 5 years of experience here, at least 2 or 3 people took Shahada from that class. You know, so those something I have never seen. I lived in New York City for 20 years. I've never seen masjid does this kind of roles. When you have masjid, you pray, you do itikaf, you do Ramadan, and this and this. And not even that, you would be amazed to see almost every Fridays, you will see some guests coming and watching us praying. It's just very, very much of an occurrence, especially during the school year, fall and spring. So those are, to me, those are blessing in disguise. And not to mention, Ramadan is a constant flow of non-Muslims coming. Some of them, alhamdulillah, come just for food. Some of them just come to see what we do. And as I said, even living in New York City, I didn't see that much of non-Muslim coming. So we kind of tell, you know, I tell people this is a Unitarian church. And of course, we get some issues on that. You know, sometimes some people come not knowingly how to dress, what are the proper etiquettes. You may have seen people by mistake walking inside with a shoe. We have to tell them politely that, you know, that's what we do. But this is good because they see us and they learn about us. They learn about Deen, and hopefully they like what we do.
Allah. Jazakallah khairan. That really sounds very good, mashallah. At least I didn't know that you guys did that much work in terms of reaching out to non-Muslims and doing these classes as well. So hopefully people that are listening think of this as an important work and maybe volunteer their time to help you guys out. And maybe we can learn from you and do similar things on our side as well.
Inshallah. I just want to underline one thing. It's not that us or me or anybody else, it's been going on in ICP for years. So yeah. it is a timer, you know, thing. You know, I thank the people, whoever started that. They just did a tremendous amount of good thing.
MashaAllah. Right. Sheikh Sayed, anything from your side you want to ask any more, or
Allah, thanks so much.
Or anybody else?
Now we need to listen to you about Masjid Tawheed.
We'll have Brother Mohsen first, if he's able to talk to us. Bismillah.
Yeah, I apologize. All of a sudden my connection dropped off. So in the interest of time, I'm going to be very brief and quick, inshallah. So just a little bit of background. This masjid in Monroeville was founded back in 1986 and started off with a small house. And gradually they built the facility, alhamdulillah. Today the facility is, it accommodates around 600 or 700 people at a given point in time. It has a nice social hall where we host all the events. Many other organizations in Pittsburgh and from outside of Pittsburgh have come to raise funds in that facility. And alhamdulillah, we have basketball court and a playground to go along with it, and a separate area of a section of where the Sunday school classes take place. And mostly this community, as you know, it serves the Monroeville, Murraysville, and the eastern suburbs of Pittsburgh. That's where our focus has been. And we are part of, as a bigger community, we are part of the Monroeville Interfaith Ministerium, which is a congregation of all the interfaith groups in the Monroeville area and the greater eastern suburbs of the Pittsburgh area. They meet once a month, and they have a constant flow of programs ranging from library programs where they have sessions for where people come and talk about different faiths. So we have our representation over there where we talk about Islam and any questions that people may have. They also conduct various charitable endeavors, which we participate in, food bank pantries and so on. We also host an interfaith iftar during the month of Ramadan, which unfortunately we couldn't do this year, but hopefully continue to do so, inshallah. It draws a large amount of non-Muslim population where they come and learn about what is fasting and how Muslims observe Ramadan and what are the different traditions that go along with it. From an education perspective, alhamdulillah, we are blessed to have Sheikh Abdulaziz Suraqa for the past 2 years. his coming to Pittsburgh and being part of the Monroeville community, Muslim community, has really raised the profile of the masjid in terms of the programming it offers and the various halaqat. Mashallah, he also translates books. So he's done quite a bit of translations from different works, mostly from the scholars from North Africa, but also from other regions, from Arabic to English. So that's a very helpful service for the Ummah, by the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he's able to provide. And we are also blessed to be part of it. And we hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of us through this service that he provides to the Muslim Ummah. As far as programming, like any other masajid, we have social programs. Ramadan obviously is a big thing, like any other masjid. Eid, we have dinner for Hajis, annual dinner. We also have a monthly family night program, alhamdulillah, vibrant Sunday school. And we recently started a couple of years ago a program for the youth who graduate from the Sunday school. So they are working with Brother Hamza Perez and also Sheikh Suraka. They alternate with different activities and also have halaqat with them on a regular basis, at least once a week. The services that we provide are as typical of other masajid in the area: zakat, sadaqah, funeral, marriage, counseling. But I think the point that I would like to emphasize in my whole conversation here is that I think more collaboration is needed. That's what we have felt over the years. And I think somebody suggested on the chat channel that maybe it's a time to revive the Greater Muslim, the Pittsburgh Muslim Community Council that we used to have a long time ago. And I think with using this technology now, it's very feasible to do so, even though we can't travel always to other masajid, which we should, but at least we can meet virtually and get the flow going in terms of collaboration. So the main areas that I see us collaborating, at least in the beginning, and then gradually stepping up, will be the zakat, sadaqah distributions, and also funeral, as Brother Mizanur also highlighted. That's one of the needs that we need a definite collaboration on. I think our zakat, sadaqah services can be really, really improved if we collaborate more, and we can reach out to more people who are more deserving, and also try to avoid any type of abuse that takes place within the system. So those are the few points that I wanted to quickly mention. I don't want to take too much of your time. And again, I want to thank AIC and its management and Imam Sayed for hosting this. This is a great step. Jazakumullah khair. Any questions? I'm available.
Thank you so much. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan, Brother Mohsen, for that introduction. And I think we'll take you on that offer in terms of collaborating and trying to work together on the subject of sadaqah especially. I think that's an area where we can definitely learn from each other. I think sharing information and sharing activities along those lines, I think would be very beneficial. So inshallah, we'll reach out to you and we'll reach out to the ICP and other masajid and see if we can do something along those lines. The funeral and funeral services is definitely another thing that we do a lot. All the masajid do their own thing, and we do collaborate as well, as far as I know, when we need to, and maybe we can do more along those lines. But those topics require some discussion, inshallah. All right. Let me ask again if anybody joined in from MAP. Looks like we somehow didn't connect with the MAP contact this time. Inshallah, the next time we'll do so. So let me say a little bit about the At-Tawheed, but please, brothers from At-Tawheed, Sheikh Sayed, jump in and say something. I'm sure I'm going to forget the various things that we do here at At-Tawheed. And so don't hesitate to interrupt and jump in with your thoughts as well. So At-Tawheed is located, I think it's at a central location in southwestern Pennsylvania, and specifically southwestern Pittsburgh. And so we get quite a few community members from the local area, but also people that may work in downtown Pittsburgh. So the masjid is located right off of 376, very accessible. And so it's an easy place to get to for prayer, mashallah. And we do see a growing community just like everyone else. I think Brother Mohsen said that you guys started in a house. I guess we can, from a Tawheed's perspective, we started in a room back in the 1990s, in a room that was rented in a hotel. And mashallah, students that are the ones that started this masjid. May Allah bless them and grant them Jannah for everything they've done for us and for the Pittsburgh community. And now we have our own place. As I mentioned, Carnegie, the community, mashallah, has grown quite a bit. Now we have 2 Friday prayers that are pretty much full. And we're pretty much at capacity for Friday prayers at least. And so one of the things we are entertaining is how can we expand? How can we accommodate more people, more services at the masjid? Right, and I'll say a little bit about that a little bit later. Some of the things that are worth mentioning here is that I think the volunteering spirit that Brother Atif talked about is growing in the community, and I'm sure it's growing even outside the Tawheed community as well. So we're seeing a lot more people jumping in and pitching in and putting their time with small things as well as big things. And that's really what's needed here. At the end of the day, our masajid are based on volunteers. They are the volunteers' time. And without that, really, the masjid and the masajid wouldn't be able to work as we expect. So I'm hoping to see this spirit of volunteering and giving time to the community and to the masjid continue to increase and expand, inshallah. Right. So I'll mention a little bit about the school at the Tawheed. The school, it's amazing. Somebody sent a picture today of the school when we were still on Banksville, renting, I think, a couple of rooms on top of a mechanic shop. And in that picture, it shows basically the students that we were teaching at that point. And it was a handful of students when we started back then. Alhamdulillah, nowadays, this past year, even though we were not able to finish the whole school year face-to-face, we are doing it online, thanks to many of the sisters that are teaching, and I appreciate all their help. May Allah bless them and bless their families and their kids. We have about 200 students attending the school, mashallah. And in fact, we're unable to accommodate all the requests that we have. And so we would like to accommodate more, but the space is limited, and hopefully we'll be able to expand in the near future. So one of the things that we've done, or the previous administrations have done, they acquired a building right next to our masjid, and we're hoping to get that renovated and used for the school and other activities for the youth as well. So that's one of the biggest projects that we have on our table at this point. Sheikh Sayed, do you want to say anything about the funeral services that we do? I think you're very intimate with everything that we do, right? We provide ghusl and so on, right?
MashaAllah, this is Masjid Tawheed, MashaAllah, and as our president, Brother Shukri, said, Masjid Tawheed, it was when I came 6 years ago, Brother Kadir, he was a president, and I have Brother Kadir since 1998. I met him in Al-Maya event. Maya's got done right now. And he invited Brother Erdogan. He was in the city as a small employee. In this day, he invited Erdogan to be with us in this meeting, subhanallah. when I came to make interview, me and my wife, we said, this is church, because I have usual big masajid. Masjid in California, I was in MCA in Santa Clara, is the biggest one around all the state, California. The biggest mosque. I was in MCA in Santa Clara, Silicon Valley. And then I was in Flint, Michigan, it's big masjid. Then I was in Cleveland. And before I was in university as a professor. And then I came to Cleveland, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, the big one, mashallah. Then when I came here, my wife told me, return back in your car right now. We don't like this masjid. For me and for her, when I see the masjid, we prepare ourselves to leave without interview. Then when she slept in the hotel, Dr. Walid gave us this hotel and take care of us, Jazawullah khair, take care of everything since we came. And she saw a dream. She saw we will stay with Fatima Zahra in this area. Then I put my hand over I have to stay. No, I don't like that. She said, we saw the dream. This is a sign from Allah. We'll stay here. And subhanallah, said it was 3 lions in the masjid. At-Tawheed, and alhamdulillah, the masjid complete, became one Jum'ah completely, second Jum'ah completely. MashaAllah, grow up, and all the people right now around the masjid is better than all the biggest the mosque I work in. MashaAllah. I love the people. And I love to serve the people day and night. But Masjid al-Tawheed, when I came for school, as Brother Shukri said, Brother Habib, he was here, he take care of his school, he worked from his heart for the people. Then Brother Kashif and his wife, mashallah, made everything different. It changed the weather around us, and all the people love him and love his wife, mashallah, Sister Tahira. All the people from all the national, in Middle East, in North Africa, in Turkey, in Bangladesh, in everywhere. They love her. They be around her. MashaAllah, which changed the masjid, changed. In Ramadan, the masjid, all the people came from other masajid to Masjid al-Tawheed to finish the Quran. Because we pray 23 and they finish all the Quran. Subhanallah. And in this day, yesterday or before yesterday, I asked people, we need 5,000 for Masjid al-Tawheed in 3 minutes. And we finished, we found 11,000 in second. See, the people love Masjid al-Tawheed to this limit. All the people love this masjid. And alhamdulillah, the masjid became our home. As Brother Atif said, our soul. Masjid al-Tawheed became part of us. I have one house, but when I deal with the community, I have all the houses for everyone is my house. I'm going after 11:30 right now to the people, me and my wife, to spend rest of the night with them. I cannot go to anyone except this community. Became my heart. Really, Masjid al-Tawheed is different because he did a lot of service for marriage, day and night for the people. For problems between the people in their houses, Masjid al-Tawheed is there. Many problems among the people, among their kids, for divorce, for marriage, a lot, for administration, for activities, for Ramadan. I think the face of Masjid al-Tawheed is different. The number in Masjid al-Tawheed is different. It was masjid number 3, but right now for the number, for the service, I think it became the first masjid in all this area. Masjid al-Tawheed for the halaqat, for the advice, for Jumu'ah advice and the dinner, for camp, for organization. All the organization ask us one reason, Islamic relief, you know, Islamic relief is around the world. They came every year almost, and the people gave helping hand, life, al-amud, care. All the organizations came to the Masjid al-Tawheed. Masjid al-Tawheed became Manara, became so. We cannot live without Masjid al-Tawheed in this area. MashaAllah, yani we are working right now, and we have planned, inshallah ta'ala, to change Masjid al-Tawheed to become #1 around America. And all the masajid, inshallah ta'ala, will follow Masjid al-Tawheed, and we'll tell you about our plan, inshallah, soon. We started already, but inshallah, you will see a lot of stuff. We'll see good news. We will hear about Masjid al-Tawheed, and inshallah ta'ala, all this will be inshallah for the sake of Allah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather all of us in paradise. Allahumma ameen. Your voice.
Shukri,
جزاك الله خير شيخ.
Shukri, you're muted, please.
Oh, I'm muted. Thank you. I was saying Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh Sayed, and I said Brother Kashif, Brother Bilal, any of the volunteers, Brother Tawheed, if you'd like to say something, or you want to ask any questions from the Brother Mohsen and Brother Mizanur, please feel free to do so. You're muted.
Yes. I have one question for Brother Mizanur about the food pantry program that you have. Can you just tell us how it is going, especially in these days? What was the response? Did you see a spike, and all the management stuff a little bit? Just tell us a little bit more detail about that. Oh, you, okay, let me see.
I'm muted. I cannot unmute myself.
Oh, you're unmuted now.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the food pantry we created about a few years ago with the MSF from University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon, a committee that kind of like a committee under a committee, which is they have their own board and they run this food pantry. We do it every other weekend, every other Sunday, actually. Obviously, the demand for food pantry has gone up. So much so, some of the people, like last Saturday, I think we delivered to about, some of them came pick up, and some of them we decided that we're going to deliver because they're too old or whatnot. We probably did it about 50 of them last Saturday. We also are doing full iftar every day now. So there's a lot of people coming for iftar. We will be doing distributing food on Eid day as well. We are anticipating about 400 people on Eid day. Allahu alam. Unless there's other questions, I just want to throw a few things that our vulnerability and our need for help, so that we're not just doing all those programs. I mean, what other messages is doing, we all do those programs, but some of them we could use some help as well. If you allow me, I can talk about that.
Yeah, is there a specific program that you want to focus on and share?
Well, one of the things that like as Brother Mohsin said, that sadaqah, I realize many times sadaqahs are abused. People goes this masjid to that masjid to that masjid, wallahu alam, and some of them, because we don't talk to each other, it's been taking advantage. But on the other hand, especially this year, I feel bad. So many organizations would come, ICNA Relief, ISNA, Islamic Relief, you name it. All the other organizations, we would make accommodation for them to speak Friday 5 minutes. Palestinian organization, one organization from Syria, and then another one was from India, all Bangladesh. All of those people would come and raise some money for them, because people sometimes give money to different reasons. They may not pay money for one reason, but they pay a lot of money for another reason. And we haven't been able to do that this year because of the COVID thing. What happens to those people? What happens to those unfortunate people all over the world? I think we should make an effort to give this sadaqah a good look at it, so it's not abused. Perhaps share some money to those with those organizations who helps people internationally. They're our brothers and sisters. They may not be in front of us, but their sufferings are unimaginable. I just feel like it needs to be looked at. Those 8 organizations does a very good job. Second thing I would want to talk about is the migration of Pittsburgh. If you see the pattern, they come to the city, they settle in suburbs. So what happened? On Friday, our masjid is in full capacity, 2 Jummah. But on other days, we get 20 people for Asr, Maghrib, and Isha, because not too many people live in the city. I'm the only person on the board who lives here. Most of them lives in outskirts of the city. But dollars are spent on the people who comes on Fridays, Holocaust on the other days. What happened? They go back to their silos and their suburbs. The dollars are not here. So we are getting less and less money, but we are doing more and more. That's something we would like other masjid to think about, because this masjid would not do, the dawah is very important, and we do this unparalleled amount of dawah. And we cannot do those programs without help. I know so many my friends, who used to come to masjid ICP regularly, but they live in South Hills, they go to At-Tawheed, they live in Wexford, they go to MAP, so on and so forth. So that's something we would like to see, that if there's any opportunities, there's something that could be done when we do fundraising, so we could get some help from other masjids and other brothers and sisters. School, I believe At-Tawheed and other suburban school are going to increasingly do better and better. It's going to have more numbers because more people are settling there, unless we see a migration to the city. It's just, and the most of the people, or some of the people that lives in the city near the UAP also goes to UAP. So there are 5 days of Islamic school, and then 2 days of weekend program is too much for them. People who goes into other school district, good school district, they need that 2 days of schools, Islamic schools, because they're in Upper St. Clair or Fox Chapel. The kids are in a very good school. 2 days they need this Islamic training. So you will see more and more attendance. What could be, it's a good thing also, because we don't want kids to come for 45 minutes, 50 minutes to come to ICP. And I think that's one of the most important thing. As we all have, I have a 18 years old in my house. Best time to teach them something about deen is when they are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14 is becoming too late. 15, 16, they're in high school. It's really, job is almost impossible. So school has to do far better job. And I'm sure I've heard a lot of things about At-Tawheed. They're doing a really good job. As a matter of fact, some of our kids left there and went there. And we immediately thought, what's going on? And we hired somebody who just got a PhD, Muslim sister from University of Pittsburgh. And I said, listen, we'd like to see a curriculum. We like to see what's going on, what's wrong, what's right. Once the documents are ready, perhaps we can share with the other schools. And her subject was pedagogy and other, teaching and all those things. She has a PhD in education. So I figured she would be able to help us. And she just wrote a draft. We're going to look at it. If there's something that we feel like, is good, then I would be happy to share with you, because we could all learn from that. But another thing that's going to be very important, because we see a steady stream of people coming, both from as a refugee, and also people for jobs, IT people, university staff, faculty that are moving to Pittsburgh. Part of it is, I moved from New York. I lived in 20 years in New York. I tried to settle here. I didn't settle here because the affordability. The houses are cheaper, more affordable, and you will see people coming here, because as people get the news that, okay, we can go and afford a lot, with a lot less money. So what's going to happen? They're going to need housing. They're going to need help with buying house. They're going to need advice. They're going to need all those things. I think one masjid should think about, or perhaps all of us should think about doing those things. This year we started to do something, but our dollars are very tight. We have highest amount of employees, but we have less and less amount of dollars that we are getting every fundraiser. So If you can help us out on that, with that, I'll stop.
So much. Thank you.
Jazakallah khairan for discussing these topics. I think these are all important topics, and we definitely can take advantage of the strengths of each of the masajid in Pittsburgh. And instead of all of us trying to do everything, we can, every masjid can focus on one thing that they're, or a couple of things that they're good at, and focus on that. So I think that makes sense to me. And inshallah, this is a starting point, and we'll have additional discussions as we move forward, and see how we can best help each other out. Any other thoughts from the attendees? All right. Sheikh Sayed, any questions from you or any comments?
جزاكم الله خير. وإن شاء الله recite some Quran to make dua إن شاء الله.
بارك الله
Finish.
فيك.
بسم الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر. ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. Inshallah, we'll make dua and we'll thank everybody participated with us this night. You know, this night of 29 and a night of Friday. Subhanallah. And this night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said a lot of people from hellfires. And Imam Hafiz ibn Rajab, radiyallahu anhu arda, قال, if the odd night and the night of Jum'ah, it will be very important for you. You know, all odd night for 29, 23, 25, 27, and 29 and the night of Jum'ah, it's very important. Your dua today is different. We have to work hard this night. Dear brothers and sisters, we will raise our hand for 2-3 minutes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise every single dua to protect all of us, insha'Allah ta'ala, and bless our masajid and all the masajid around the world and the ummah, and raise this disease insha'Allah from us. Allahumma ameen. Allahumma ij'alna min utaqa'ika min an-nar ya rabbal alameen. اللهم حمدا لك وشكرا لك وصلاة وسلاما على نبيك. اعتق رقابنا من النار. اعتق رقابنا من النار. اعتق رقابنا من النار وادخلنا من باب الريان. اللهم إنك عفو كريم حليم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اشرح صدورنا للإسلام. ثبتنا على الإسلام. أحسن خاتمتنا يا رب العالمين. تولى أمرنا. ارفع درجنا. بيض وجهنا. اجمع شملنا. متعنا بالنظر إلى وجهك الكريم. اجعلنا في صحبة النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. اعف عنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تطهر قلوبنا من الحقد والغل والبغضاء، وأن تطهر أعيننا من الخيانة، وأن تطهر ألسنتنا من الكذب والغيبة والنميمة، وأن تسلمنا لك يا رب العالمين، وأن تجعلنا من أوليائك وأهلك وخاصتك يا أكرم الأكرمين، وأن تكرمنا بالقرآن. اللهم أكرمنا بالقرآن. اللهم احفظ أولادنا وبارك لنا فيهم واصنعهم على عينك وربهم لنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا لا نستطيع، اللهم إنا مغلوبين فانتصر لنا يا رب. تولى أمر أولادنا، تولى أمرهم يا رب العالمين. ربهم وأدبهم لنا يا رب العالمين. اصنعهم على عينك يا أرحم الراحمين. اجعلهم جيلا طيبا يحمل هذا الدين. اجعلهم قرة عين لنا يا رب العالمين. وأحسن ختامنا أجمعين. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. جزاكم الله خير.
جزاك الله خير.
بارك الله فيك.
جزاك الله
السلام
خير.
عليكم شيخ.
عليكم السلام.
جزاك الله خير for
all of us.
جزاكم الله خيرا everyone. Thank you.
I appreciate everybody who came and joined in. Brother Mohsin, Brother Mizanur, Brother Shukri, Jazakallah khair. Sheikh Sayed, Jazakallah khair. I think that was a very good start. Just a note to probably we should schedule something really soon for the next session to just keep that conversation going, and then just try to plan out something and start working towards that. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah khair.
Barakallahu fikum.
Salam
جزاكم الله
alaikum.
خير for joining.
Alaikum.
وعليكم
الله
السلام
خير
ورحمة
برادر
الله.
محسن الله يسلمك.
جزاك
عيد
الله
مبارك.
مبارك.
جزاك الله خير ان شاء الله.
السلام عليكم.
برادر ميز النور ان شاء الله. الله تعالى bless you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, brother.
السلام ورحمه الله وبركاته.
السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم السلام.
Sheikh, we have an announcement for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes,
for
go ahead.
Friday خطبة.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
He wants to share.
for ختمة.
Yeah, for Khatma.
You want to share
and
screen?
for Eid also program for Eid.
Yeah, I'll share it, Sheikh. So, inshallah, tomorrow we have the Khatm al-Quran of the Quran recitation that we used to hear from Sheikh every day between 10 to 11. So, inshallah, tomorrow is the Khatm al-Quran for that. I request people to join. Please join. And inshallah, there will be dua in Arabic by a Sheikh, and there will be dua in English as well. So, it will be from 10 p.m. Please join. Jazakallah khair.
بارك الله فيك.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام. Was there an announcement about Friday prayer, Sheikh Sayed?
What Said Zafar don't tell the people about Jum'ah, khutbah and our program for Eid.
Yes, Sheikh. Inshallah, we have Friday khutbah as well tomorrow from 1 to 1:30. There will be khutbah. We'll hear to Sheikh, and then online, and then there will be and then we'll pray ourselves at home. Salatul Zuhur, and we have a comprehensive program of Eid, inshallah, coming up on Sunday. We have program from 8 to 10 p.m. 8 to 10 a.m. in the morning. Inshallah, there will be takbirat, and followed by prayers. Inshallah, there will be takbirat from 8 a.m. in the morning, and 8:30 there will be salah. We'll listen to Sheikh inshallah at home on our speakers, and we will pray at our homes on hearing to Sheikh on speaker. And inshallah, there are other events like the nasheed from between 9 to 10 p.m.
Will be khutbah for Eid also after salah.
Yeah, there will be khutbah for Sheikh, khutbah for Eid by Sheikh, and then there will be Eid Milab, and after that there will be some fun activities for kids like the lucky draw competition, and then nasheed events. So we have that programs until 10 a.m. in the morning, and after that we have drive-through from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Inshallah, people are requested to just drive through our Masjid at Tawheed Islamic Center and
for gifts.
For gifts.
12 to 1:30.
12 to 1:30. Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the sorry for that. Yeah, inshallah, it's from 12 to 1:30.
The drive-through. Yeah.
The drive-through. So people are requested to, beautify their cars or design their cars, and for the Eid, and inshallah there will be gifts accordingly. So just decorate your cars, and inshallah visit the drive-through of our masjid, and inshallah you'll be getting good gifts.
Inshallah. And all the posters, inshallah, for Eid, for all the events will be distributed, inshallah, from tomorrow by emails and by groups, inshallah.
I think Masjid al-Tawheed, mashallah, all the people talk about Masjid al-Tawheed and about activities of Masjid al-Tawheed. This from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this masjid. And really, all the masajid, they will ask how we can make our masajid activation like you, how we can do that. I told them, inshallah, we'll give you a committee but you will pay for it, for Masjid al-Tawheed, for Brother Shukri. We'll pay for every single committee money. Then we'll give it to them to make practice for you.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair, inshallah. Thank you, everyone. Jazakumullah khair.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.